you experiencing low flow rate? Does your Sawyer Squeeze exhibit signs of low, slow, or no flow at all? Here at Backcountry and Banter, we believe that your Sawyer Squeeze should flow as strongly as the day you first got it. No more should you struggle with squeezing your water for minutes for mere drops of water, or knocking over water bottles as you attempt to finagle your drops into it.
Okay, I can't keep doing that. Hey everybody, the other day I was browsing Reddit's ultralight page and I came across a post about cleaning Sawyer Squeezes, and it seemed like most people hadn't ever done a full clean on their Sawyer Squeeze, so I figured I'd make a quick video here showing you how to bring back your flow rate. Now if you've ever stored your Sawyer Squeeze over the winter or between hikes for at least a month, you've probably noticed that the flow rate dramatically decreases. And that's partly due to it drying out, partly due to either hard chemicals from your tap water that you flushed it with drying on it, or just from the debris you've filtered through it drying on it and kind of blocking all the pores. So this is a really easy way to either restore your flow rate or just to make sure that your filter is ready for hiking season. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you how to prep and clean your filter before you put it into storage for a long time. Okay, let's get started. So all you're going to need is a bowl large enough to fit your filter and some water, the plunger that came with your filter to backflush it, and some vinegar. Now as you see here, I used apple cider vinegar, which is not ideal. If you have white vinegar, go ahead and use that. The first thing you're going to do is grab hot tap water from your sink, and you do want it to be about as hot as your tap water can get. Not boiling, but pretty hot. Once you've got your hot water, all you're going to do is add about a cup of vinegar to it, and this just helps to break down any hard chemicals that may have dried on it if you backflushed it with city water. Now just take off the cap from your Sawyer Squeeze, and I'm going to bring in another bowl to backflush into. You can just use the sink. Just make sure that you don't backflush into the same vinegar hot water solution that you're pulling from, because that would pollute it. And now what I'm going to do is backflush the filter once very hard with the vinegar water solution, and then I'm going to actually let the filter soak in that solution for about an hour. This soaking process will soften the filaments and make them a little more efficient when backflushing, and it sort of primes the filter and gets it ready for filtering. The filter tends to float a bit, so you may have to get something a little heavy to hold it down under the solution. 1 hour later. Once the filter has soaked for an hour, take it out of the solution and just dry it off a bit. Then what you're going to do is bring in a clean bowl of hot tap water just so you don't have any cross-contamination and so you can get the vinegar out of the filter, and you're going to backflush the filter. Now when you're backflushing the filter, you want to do it very forcefully. And it seems counterintuitive, but if you check on Sawyer's website, they actually recommend this. And what you want to do is just fill up the syringe and push it as hard as you can through the filter. Between backflushes, I like to tap the filter on a soft surface like a towel, just to help dislodge any last bits of debris that might be stuck in there. It's not necessarily an approved method, but it doesn't show any signs of damaging the filter, and it does actually show signs that it helps the backflushing process get more out, and it really helps if you're on a trail to do this. So according to Sawyer, one of the reasons you don't want to lightly backflush the filter and you do want to use a lot of force is because it creates pathways of least resistance. So inside the filter there's all sorts of little membranes that water passes through, and if you lightly backflush the filter, it just clears out a few of those, so when you backflush in the future, you're just backflushing those same membranes and not getting the whole filter. And once you finish those 6 or more backflushes, your filter should be restored to its original flow rate, or at least greatly improved. I've used this process in the past with really good results, and to me it feels like the filter is brand new again. It really works. With that said, if you're still having issues with your filter, try soaking it in a purely vinegar solution for about a half hour and then repeating the backflush process. And if that still doesn't work, you can try repeating all of these steps over again, or it may just be time for a new filter, unfortunately. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you a way to prepare your filter for storage. So this is something you want to do if you're heading into winter and you know you won't be using the filter anymore, or if it's going to be a long time between trips, like say a month or more, then you kind of want to prepare your filter to store it so there's no bacteria buildup, and just so that it's ready to use when you do want to use it. And this is a very easy process. All you have to do is make a bleach solution, which is 1 capful of bleach to about a liter or a quart of water. And then all you're going to have to do is back flush the filter about 6 times is what I do. And once you're done back flushing, leave the filter out to dry for about 2 days. And then all you have to do is store it in a cool, dry place, and it should be good to go next time you pick it up. Again though, I recommend going through the process at the beginning of this video before you use it at the beginning of the season. Or if you want to make it fast, you can just soak the filter in water for about an hour, and that should help prime it too. Well, that about wraps it up. I hope this is helpful and you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would greatly appreciate if you subscribe and thumbs up the video. It really helps with the YouTube rankings. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.